Every time she has any independent thought, we're going to go do something else. And I've talked about how that relates to a spooky horse building the leadership in a horse that's spooky. Well, the other end of that spectrum, a horse that's spooky, it's not really allowing you to be the leader. Well, a horse that's anticipating, it's trying to overachieve. Kind of like almost the opposite end of the spectrum. If you live up north in one of the colder environments, we're in the south. Our winters are usually pretty mild, highs in the 70s, lows in the 40s. If you'd like to send your horse down so I can keep it conditioned over the winter so you'll be ready to show when it comes back in the spring, or if you have one you'd like to get started, it's a great time of the year to start them, and then in the springtime we'll send it back home and you'll be able to continue. This is Ray that I'm on. She is really bad about trying to anticipate what she thinks is going to come next, and that causes all kind of problems, problems in the show pen and other problems, just general riding. And I'm going to talk about how I've addressed that with her, then give you some ideas about how you can address that with your horse. So she is the kind of horse that no matter what I do, she's going to think, well, this should happen next. If I put leg on, she thinks we're going to lope. If I steer over here, she wants to spin. If there's a cow in front of us, she wants to turn the cow. She's always anticipating what she thinks is going to come next. So a big part of starting to get that under control and to prevent that from happening to begin with is as you're walking around, everybody sees I do a lot of training in the walk. Every time we're walking around, every time she has any independent thought, we're going to go do something else. And I've talked about how that relates to a spooky horse building the leadership in a horse that's spooky. Well, the other end of that spectrum, a horse that's spooky, it's not really allowing you to be the leader. Well, a horse that's anticipating, it's trying to overachieve. Kind of like almost the opposite end of the spectrum. So you have to kindly, because you don't want the horse to quit trying, wait for you to give it something to do. So every time the horse thinks about going right, I'm going to go left. Every time the horse thinks about going left, I'm going to go right. One of her big issues was every time I would put leg on, she would want to lope. If you have a friend that you think needs to watch this video, share it with them. Let them see what I'm doing and might help more people, because that's what she was associated the leg with. But what I can do, I still have my left leg back in the hip. I can put leg on, bring her to a stop, ask her to back a circle, still have my left leg in the hip. I can ask the horse to spin, and then I can release. So that whatever the horse associates, well, this normally comes after that, I'm just mixing it up. Think about what the horse is feeling and think about what the horse is trying to do next. If you have any questions about what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below and I'll see if I can answer your question. And if you're finding what I'm doing helpful, if you would click the like button, and that will help YouTube know to send the videos out to other people. The horse really isn't trying to be bad when it's anticipating. It's just trying to do what it thinks is going to come next. It's a fine line there between teaching your horse to wait for you and discouraging the horse so that it don't try anymore. You want a horse that tries. You want a horse that tries to figure out what you want it to do and tries to do it. But when you have a horse that tries so hard, they start anticipating. I've done some videos on riding spooky horses, and horses start to think about here, ears lock over there, we turn, go over here. It's the exact same principle, but used in a different situation. Exact same mental concept. I'm just bringing that horse's mind back to me and saying, I'm in charge and we're going to go over here. Don't be mean about it. Don't fuss at them, don't kick on them, don't jerk on them, even if they're spooky or anticipating. It doesn't make any difference. Don't be hard, just say, let's go over here. A horse that's anticipating and is anticipating what it thinks it's coming next, just give it something to do next. Hey, let's go over here. The horse is going to be happy. Horses like that make really, really good horses because they're trying so hard. So don't discourage the try, but by changing their focus back on you, you can re-engage the horse's mind on teaching it to wait, and then you end up with the horse that gets rewarded for doing something. Because if the horse is thinking about going here and you fuss at it for going there, you're just discouraging the horse for trying. Where if I know the horse, I'm about to lose its attention, and I say, let's go over here, then I'm encouraging that horse to do what I ask it to do. Little bitty tiny thing that makes a big difference in your horse's mind. There's people out there, some people that ride horses that nobody wants to ride the horse after them, and that there's people out there that they're just out riding, having fun, and they end up producing really, really nice horses. It's these little things that make a big difference. A lot of people want to go into performing this drill and performing that drill and trotting circles or rolling against the wall or whatever, and those all have their place. But a lot of situations, you just need to make little adjustments. Always try something small before you do something real evasive. So this is Ray. I have quite a few videos of her. If you have any questions about what we just talked about, put it in the comments and we'll see if we can answer. If you want to follow up more on moving the hip and how that can actually do even more than teaching a horse to wait that's anticipated, that cue does a lot for the more advanced horses. That video is posted on Patreon. Again, this is Ray. I'll have a link up here to her videos on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching. I want to thank everybody for supporting me on Patreon. That's where I usually post some of the more detailed training videos. There's 3 levels, $5, $25, $75. $5 level, you get access to all those detailed training videos. $25 level, you get access to all the videos, plus you get 20% discount on video lessons, and you're entered for a drawing for a giveaway that I do once a month. $75 level, you get all of that, plus you get a free video lesson a month. I'll get thousands of questions a day. There's no way I can answer them all, but I answer Patreon questions every day. Patreon, Tim Anderson Horse Training. I appreciate everybody for supporting me there.